Rachel, you had set the intent that you wanted to find out why you wanted to be in this session today. So I'd like to ask your higher self to please give us advice on why is it time for her to be a part of this session at this time. Go ahead and allow. Speak any colors that you're seeing, any thoughts that you're having.
I'm just getting its time.
It's beautiful.
Simply its time.
Lovely. I'm going to go ahead and ask the body to allow and the higher self to go ahead and use the vocal cords of Rachael to speak just a little bit louder when I ask questions. I went ahead and did a full body clearing, but I did not do an emotional clearing. Is there emotional clearing that we need to do at this time, please?
No.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to ask if she has sent any cords out to attach to other beings that may be giving her power away.
She's always scattered.
Are there any cords that we can draw back in and have her release at this time that she doesn't need to send out anymore?
Yes.
Let's do that now, please. Tell me when you're done.
I'm done.
Thank you. On that same note, are there others who are currently attached to her that are pulling her energy away from her that she no longer needs to have attached to her?
Yes.
Are those able to be released at this time?
Some are and some aren't.
Can we release the ones that are able to be released?
Yes.
Thank you. Tell me when you're done.
Done.
Thank you. The ones that are not needing to be released at this time, what are those for?
They're still weak. I feel protective of them.
Okay. Does Rachael have any implants in her body that are preventing her from moving forward at this time?
No.
Thank you for that. Rachael has the intention of finding out exactly who her higher self is. She has an inkling, and we'd like to confirm that at this time. Can you please tell her who she is?
I am Queen Aurora.
Thank you. She was asking if there is a dark side to her. Is that an appropriate question to ask at this time?
She doesn't need that at this time. but her inklings are correct.
That's what I thought. That's why I asked if she needs it at this time. Oh my gosh.
This lifetime she shines. She plays in the light.
So the reason she even thought that is because she has had lives that played the other roles. Is that correct?
Very many.
All right, we've got that.
So many.
All right. Well, we're playing in the light today, so we're just going to continue to move forward from there. We are wanting to know what galactic family does she come from, please?
She is part of the origins.
Part of the origins?
Yes.
Can you tell me what that means?
They are part of the first sources.
Are there many of them?
No. Not many.
So she definitely is a source being.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt.
It's funny, I had already, when I was getting her questions together, I already wrote in parentheses, yes.
She knew.
She knew too.
This was one of those questions she was aware of. She knew her origins.
Wonderful. So we will
She
try.
wanted to make sure.
You know what? I feel like that's how it works. We get into these 3D bodies and we lose because that connection just isn't there unless we're really working on it, which right now we all are, right?
Right.
So that's definitely one thing that we are discovering for our own selves is trusting what we know, trusting our inner intuition, and understanding that that it's accurate, and not just crap we're making up in our minds.
Or being told. She has good teachers who are anxious to help her along the way.
Wonderful. That is one of her questions about her teachers. Wanted to know who her guides are.
She's surrounded by them. But she...
Are they souls from past lives?
I'm not sure.
And then Archangel Metatron, what is her relationship to Archangel Metatron?
It's complex. He's always with her. But it's...
Is it multidimensional? Is that why it's complex?
Yeah, it's on so many dimensions, and it's intertwined, and they share similar hearts.
Is it like it's like when a baby's growing and the cell gets divided and it splits into two? Is it similar to that? You end up with twins?
We are not twins. I know that.
I'm just trying to get a visual.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a visual too. He's very much a big brother figure to her most of the time, but he's not her brother. I don't fully understand it.
So the question that I have next is she wanted to know who her divine counterpart is.
I don't have any.
Do you have an image that you can show her? Or is that not helpful?
It isn't helpful. She's happy, usually, no matter who she is with.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She was asking what her blocks are, and I had gone through, and I know that we opened up many of them. Are there some, I kept being guided to not open all of them? Is there a purpose behind that?
She's still very much learning. Well, she's eager to know, but she's not ready.
What work does she need to do to become more ready? She was asking.
She needs to learn to trust again.
Is there a guide currently work? Okay, go ahead.
She's lost trust in almost everything.
Is that in this referring to this life?
Yes. It holds her back.
Can we go ahead and change that? Can we give her courage, belief in herself? What else do you think we could put back in? Especially since we cut those cords and we released that. I know that we've got some space to fill in.
I've been working on it with her. She's getting there. She doesn't trust herself.
Will that improve after this session?
I sure hope so.
I sure hope so too.
She's a stubborn one. Her heart's big, but she's stubborn.
Let's go ahead and release some of that stubbornness. There's no reason to have to be that stubborn anymore. Let's put a little spirit of cooperation in her. Is that feasible?
Okay. Let's do that.
Beautiful. Are you using a color of light, or what energy are you using to add cooperation?
She's all about the rainbows.
Perfect. Me too.
Yes.
So we are wanting to know what her spiritual gifts and abilities are, and does she have access to any of them at this time?
She's been blocking most of them.
What are they? What should she be able to this life?
She helps create it in general. She does, okay, she's learning to do that again. She's strong at manifesting her will.
If there,
She.
Oh, sorry. She what?
I don't remember.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
If you were saying that she is strong at manifesting in her will for her spiritual gifts, what else? What else does she have?
She does work, the Galactics, and she helps mold the future. She's brought destruction in the past, but created life as much as she has destroyed.
Well, I guess we're both sides of the coin, right?
Yes, and she knows that just as much as I know that.
I get that.
She has healing gifts.
Is that what's happening with her artwork? Is her artwork healing?
It has done some, but her artwork, it helps to activate people. Each piece is unique, and it's what it's offering.
So she was saying that if she's painting, she was trying to figure out if she was painting for the collective or for a specific individual, as she was saying, I feel like this work is just for this person. But is that work, even though she's showing it just for one person, maybe it's a gift for one person, it should be shared with others because there's actually coding behind it for others?
She is free to share with anyone she feels can see it. Not everyone will understand it. It triggers the right people. But it is for the collective. But there are certain pieces very specifically for individuals.
She did one piece. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
She's listened well when it comes to her art. That's how I connect with her the easiest.
Oh.
She lets her guard down.
Wonderful. So she should paint more.
Oh, yes, she should paint so much more. I've shown her more she is to paint.
I have a question. There was a piece that she shared with me with it felt like a feminine being with the universe coming out from her heart, or creation, it seemed like, the galactic. Who is that?
That is her. That is her family. It's not just one. They flow in and out of each other, the universe and her, the galactic.
Yeah, that's what I was getting earlier today, that it was her. She is creating from her heart. So speaking of her soul family, who is her soul family? Does she connect? You said she's with the origins, the origins?
The origins. The origins are...
They are her first family. They are her soul family.
They are her family.
Is that part of the light worker group that we're in?
There are members there. Metatron is there.
Yes.
And she's connected on other levels with some of her other soul family. She knows her mother. She has seen and spoken with her grandmother. She's felt the energy of her grandfather, who isn't a grandfather, but she feels that sort of love for him.
Beautiful. That's lovely. She wanted to know why she came to Earth as a reincarnate this time.
Her love was needed to balance the hatred. Her heart is strong. It's one of her greatest gifts. Her love is infinite. It creates more and more love. And those who come in contact with it, if they don't fight it, they get similar gifts.
I resemble that remark.
Your love will keep growing.
Thank you.
It's already very strong, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, of course, she was asking if she has lived in the Galactics. I imagine if she's one of the origins, of course. Hasn't she lived everywhere?
She's lived in the Galactic. She helped create so much of the Galactics.
And I wrote before our session, yes, of course, you created many of them.
She loves them. She misses them.
Can we get her to visit with any of them now while she's in this state?
She doesn't see things. And it makes her struggle to believe in herself.
Yeah,
and when she's doing
a similar being with I don't really see things. Like it's kind of like a gray fog, and I feel like I'm just hitting it in my mind's eye more, and like it's like I'm seeing black and white pictures, but they're very blurry, and like I'm looking outside a sheer through the window, where you can't really quite see clear. You just can see the shadows. So yeah, so that's that trusting. Is that how hers is too?
Very much so. She's seen me. She's, which is funny because she sees herself every day and she seems to feel there's a difference at times. But there isn't. It's just my form.
So when she sees you, she sees herself. Did I say that right?
I don't like physical form. I like free to move, to expand, to be my full self and not divided out.
Yeah. So, but you came here to help out with Earth and the hatred that's going on right now. So we're moving to the light this time around.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for coming and doing the work that you're doing, because we know it's uncomfortable.
I'm not doing as much as others.
We've all got our little part,
I'm a support player. I'm a support player at this point.
Well, you're a fun support player.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I keep people on track. Since I can't get this one in line.
That's probably where the stubbornness comes in, right?
Mm-hmm. So stubborn.
That's so funny.
She's still fighting you even on this.
Come on now, play nice.
It's nothing against you.
I understand. It's, you have to do her.
I needed someone strong, and I needed someone full of determination and strength. Rachael plays that role, but she plays it too well at times.
That's beautiful. So we were asking why she came to Earth. You have gone through that, balancing the hatred. Her heart is very strong. That as she builds others, she'll start to build their heart stronger too. We talked about her soul family, her divine counterpart. Like she's lived in the Galactic. We talked about how she's connected to Metatron. What was going on with her paintings, that they're messages for us in the world. And I was wondering if she puts her energy, vibration, and signature into them.
Oh, yes.
Okay. That's
not all of them. Sometimes she fights me.
Strong-willed, just like you asked for.
And she needed to be, she needed to be strong. She needed to be uneasily attacked. Queen Aurora isn't normally on this planet. And she doesn't like dealing with the violence.
Yeah, it must be very difficult. And actually, speaking of violence, with everything that's going on in the U.S. right now, how does she play into that? Does she help with calming or quelling what's happening?
She radiates calm.
Can I ask her to send a little bit of that light all across the U.S.? It seems to be a little bit out of control right now.
It is out of control.
Or is that meant to be a cleansing?
There's so much going on. It's parts of it are meant to be, but most of it is a fight for power to be regained by the dark. She usually, at this point, has found her helpers. When we've spiraled things, it's never just her trying to spread the calm. And while she isn't the only one out there, she usually unites and spreads it better with others.
Wonderful. That's good to know. It's really important that, you know, that as we're doing our work and sending light out, that it's, you know, it is benefiting, and there will be kind of those, you know, eruptions that are going to happen, right?
Yes. They often cleanse things. They seem painful and they hurt so many because they don't understand. So much of it is done in love, too.
Right.
So many aren't willing to open up to the light and to all that's coming, and it's their ticket out. It's to save them confusion. It's to save them the chance of having to fight themselves, to fight their beliefs, to expand and grow. Some aren't ready. And so they go. They've chosen this. And in our world, so often we're confused by all that comes next, that we see death and dying as a sad thing, and not the beautiful rebirth it is. It's magnificent. It's powerful and beautiful. You feel free and whole, and you shine. All those wounded parts heal. Sometimes you take along baggage. It happens often. And it affects you later. I'm dealing with that now in this one.
Yeah, it's, I think even though knowing that when you pass to the other side, there's death is no death, right? So, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that us in this 3D body doesn't have that physical sense of loss and the you know, the ability or the inability to not miss that person greatly, and you know, feel that sadness. So I think that's a struggle for a lot of people.
These bodies are beautifully created for that purpose. The emotions felt are powerful. The connections are powerful. That's why we get so many blocks in these bodies. That's why we're so easily manipulated and controlled. Because we feel so much in them. They're magnificent. Some of the funnest bodies to be in. But they're fragile and easily implanted, easily controlled, easily broken. But they easily love. It's beautiful.
I agree 100%. Wow, that was lovely. Thank you for sharing that. We were wondering what the connection to birds and insects are. I put down that it's your creation, contributions, and that they love you, and that they're at the same frequency. You bring them back to the light. So, how close am I to the right answer?
I think you're very right. They seek her out. She's not afraid of them, even in her human form. She thinks she understands them, and sometimes she does. But they're there with her. They remind her of flying free.
So perhaps she's manifesting them to her a little bit because of the flying free.
She draws them in, and she welcomes them in their deepest sorrows. She knows their role is hard because not everyone likes them. They're usually thought of as pests, but they're so pure. And so she offers them comfort.
Yes, I try to ask the ants in my house to please go outside so that I don't have to remove them physically. But I have had a session of light language where we sent all the insects of the world love, and I know that they very much appreciated that. So I try to do my part.
Good. We need them.
Yeah, they definitely have their role.
Gaia. They help Gaia remain healthy. And she needs all the help she can get.
Wonderful. So some other questions that she was asking about were her past lives. She wanted to know if the life of Rhode is playing into this life and how it's playing into this life.
I feel it is. She's not letting me express it. I think more than anything, it's to help her remember the cleansing she gets in the ocean, the life it brings. It feels like home to her. She spent time there. But that lifetime was more to help her realize her remembering that lifetime, I should say, is more to help her know that she could connect with her husband. And that's how she learned of that lifetime.
I gotcha. I know a lot of times when past lives are brought to our attention, it's because they're trying to help us learn lessons or to help us remember those lessons. So to me, that makes perfect sense. Is there anything else about that particular life that she needs to recall for this
She
life?
needs to needs to remember something with her time with Helios, but she doesn't remember it yet.
Her time with what?
With Helios as Rhode.
Okay.
There was something at that time, and it doesn't play in yet, but she needs to remember it at some point.
Will you let her know when? Or
Yes,
she just has to allow?
it's more she has to allow.
Okay.
She's still very, very
This is all
hard
new,
on.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first year feels real rough.
A year ago, she thought reincarnation was her husband trying to run away from her in the
Okay.
next life. So Rachael fights this one. She knows it's there because she has every faith in me. But she's still breaking her beliefs. And I'm working with her. But
Yeah, it's a struggle. I can relate to that. It plays a lot of mind games with you, and it comes back. So yes, patience. Yeah, I just blessings. I just send blessings, love, and light because it's a little bit of a road to travel. But hey, that's what we're here for,
yes,
right? The experience.
it is. It is. It's quite the experience.
I have another question. She was asking about the life of Radha, Radha.
Uh, she wasn't sure about that one.
And that
She
was
doesn't want to believe it.
that was
What?
definitely her. Hmm.
Oh, yes. She's known love on such deep levels. She's remembered that love. It helped sustain her. It helped her remember source love all of her life. It also gave her lessons in this life. And it helped her be recognized as me.
Wonderful. Thank you, Queen Aurora. Can't even say your name, Queen Aurora.
It is quite the mouthful. Rachel's caused some commotion trying to abbreviate it at times.
I don't imagine you like it abbreviated.
I wouldn't mind, but for some reason the letter Q doesn't go over quite how it means to.
That's funny.
She's so innocent at times. She tries so hard to stay in the light. She's aware of the dark. She's aware of the sadness and tragedies going on, but she doesn't get involved in the politics of it all.
Yeah, that's what I do too. I try to stay out of it, even though I see it. And I've certainly for years earlier gone into the whole, oh, what is this side saying? What is that side saying? And then I come to realize that all it's doing is wrecking my vibration. And I said, I just can't do it anymore. So
Exactly. She doesn't need to know. She's aware enough. Michael keeps her in line. He makes sure she knows. But her whole purpose is to rise higher and vibrate higher, to raise the frequency, to help keep Metatron going, to help his love develop further. to support him in his role too. There aren't many of us here that vibrate on this level.
Yeah.
Many are capable of coming close. Rachael thinks she's a long ways off. She's getting there. It's in there.
Yeah, I think
She
I'm.
just
I think
doesn't
I'm
know how
still.
to tap it out.
I think I'm at the bottom of the stairs, looking at you guys at the top of the stairs, going, "Hey, hey, guys!"
Rachael thinks she's at the bottom.
Oh no, she's not. That's silly.
She, it's one of her biggest struggles, and yet she attracts people because they feel it, and she doesn't understand why. She understands because she's been told, and she understands because she knows her love is source love. She knows it's part of what made it all. But Rachael was conditioned, source isn't her. It was a big shock.
Yeah, I can relate to that a little bit too. Even, you're like, oh, you're Archangel Raziel. I'm who? Isn't that a guy? I'm checking into my divine feminine this time. and actually,
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
it really is. And actually, sometimes I feel like Raziel is actually an androgynous, where he's male and female energy both. I feel him that way completely.
We all are.
Mm-hmm.
We all are.
It's trying to tap into what side you're trying to
some
work
are
on.
more so than others.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So for one more life she was asking about was Thoth's scribe. Can you talk to me about that? I don't know why it's making me laugh. Okay, all right.
Rachael needed validations. So I dropped her breadcrumbs. This was one of them. She loves Thoth in all his forms.
How do you say his name?
Rachael says it as Thoth.
Thoth? Okay, that's what I was saying too. I wasn't.
She gets tongue-tied. It blocks her own light language as well.
Oh gosh. Is she speaking her light language at this time?
One of them.
She is.
She does. Mm-hmm.
But she's got more.
She has many.
While she's in this state, do you want to give her one more that she should start to work with?
I'm not sure she can handle more. She's so scared of her power.
Well, let's just give her just a few bars. Just think of it as a few bars of a note of a song, and then that way
she loves
not
to
be
sing
afraid.
them.
See?
That's when she does come out in her light language.
See, so just give her a few bars of something else that she we're gonna help her grow in this moment.
Rachel's fighting you.
Well, she's got such a beautiful voice. What's to be afraid of? Want me to speak
She's insecure about her voice. It's created trouble.
I will give her a little first. Ata Kariata, Ata Kariata.
That's lovely.
Thank you.
Rachel loves light language as much as I do.
Aw. Well, let's embolden her to continue with that.
She's getting braver. She's still learning to even speak up in her own native tongue.
English?
Yep.
Actually, what is her native tongue?
Her native tongue is English.
Okay.
In this lifetime, yeah.
I gotcha.
She suppressed her voice far too long.
Does she? Let's go ahead and have her do just a little bit of light language. She will. Very beautiful. What a lovely vibration. Thank you. That feels good.
She's best at sharing it in the shower.
Of course. Nobody can bother us in the shower.
It's her free time. It's where she's able to let it go. Her and that water.
Wonderful. So she can find a lake or a beach side or a forest to go in, and then she can just let it go there too.
Yes, she needs near the ocean. It would help her immensely.
Is she capable of nearby where she can spend more time at the ocean?
At some point. She's still opening hearts and vision here.
Wonderful.
It's a rough job here.
Yeah. And I know she was asking about her connection with Michael and wanted to find out if that was a contract. I had written something down along the lines of he is someone who can support you and bear your frequency and light.
He's strong. He helps her protect her loved ones. He also loves her. And she loves him. She loves all he has done. They sometimes hurt each other, though. Not intentionally. They hold each other back. But they also push each other forward when they think, well, they need to work on it.
Yeah. Can we, while you're in the higher self state, can you reach out to Michael in his higher self state? And let's go ahead and, let's see if he'll come and connect real quick. Just let me know if he does.
Rachael has trouble feeling his vibration.
You can just tell me if you are connected with him. Usually when I ask, he does come.
Yes.
Thank you.
But yes, that can and will be done.
Okay, thank you. She can listen to it later.
Rachel's fighting me again. She's all, wait a sec.
Oh, that's funny.
I needed her to be strong. I didn't know how strong I would make her.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're flawed in our creating.
Oh, it sounds like it was a perfect creation to me. You were too good at it. That's what the deal is. I'm gonna practice over those years.
Yes. Yes, yes. That
Oh,
that
God.
is one area I have much strength in.
Oh, wonderful.
I don't like to fight, but I love to shield those I love.
Yeah, I can see that. And play fighting is always fun too.
But long ago we found a beautiful balance.
That's wonderful. Especially if it's keeping you both in your preference, and
It is.
your souls are happier that way for sure.
They are. I still worry about the dark side though.
Yeah, we started out with that, didn't we? Laughing.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
The dark side is alluring. It's fun. It's playful. It's so fun to be in that place. But we all need balance. That's part of the beauty of this lifetime, part of the beauty of this world. It gets a little unbalanced at times. It gets chaotic.
Yeah.
But we these bodies crave that. It's I don't know why. But it's important.
Yeah, that whole yin and yang is, I feel like, represents my life. You know.
It does.
So
It does in the best.
yeah. Is there anything more to be said on that, or should I go to her next question?
We can move on.
Okay. So she wanted to know her dragon's name and their connection.
I won't give her the dragon's name.
It's too powerful, isn't it?
It's very powerful.
Can you give her the color?
She knows her dragon. She's seen her dragon. She calls in her dragon. She is still a part of her dragon. Or should I say, I am.
Gotcha.
I connect well with my dragon. She's green. She's beautiful. She is immense and old.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I work with dragons, as you know. And Quanon gave me his right away, and I also know he's old and strong and powerful and has a lot of wisdom, and it's interesting how they provide you information when, like, you're not really looking for it. You know what I mean? Like, that they're able to just make that connection with you, and you're like, oh, I get it now. You know what I mean? Like, it just, that connection is like amazing to me.
Rachel's able to call in her dragon. She doesn't need its name. It's loyal to her.
Yeah.
It's loyal to Michael. It's loyal to many.
Yeah.
She doesn't need a name, no.
It's just her dragon. That's all she needs to know. Her baby. She can just call it her baby.
Oh, she has no baby.
Yeah, I didn't figure. You can't get one of the most powerful dragons in the world and call it a baby, but that's why it's ironic, I guess. And then she was asking, was she really Michael's dragon? And like you said, dragon to many, right?
Yes, but I was. Yes, that's where her and Michael gained their bond.
Wonderful. I was really not aware that dragons work with more than one person, and
Most don't.
Most don't.
I don't think so. I
So,
I really don't.
I have another question. Will somebody, well, and the reason I'm asking is because I was told that a green dragon came to me when mine is blue. So am I working with more than, I guess, one dragon?
Mm.
Maybe I work with all the
dragons. She will pay you visits. Yes, she is green.
Oh, now I get our connection. Thank you. Namaste.
This session was probably more for you than Rachael.
Rachael, I hope she disagrees. I hope she feels like she benefits once she, comes back. once
she will benefit. She will benefit. She just, her stubbornness. Oh my goodness.
Well, we threw an ounce of cooperation in there.
Cooperation.
A little ounce. So
she is so much me that she creates problems for herself.
Okay, that's funny. So on to the next question. What will help her meditating for the astral the most?
She needs more of a routine.
Routine, yeah. See, I wrote down, just do it. Just do it. Trust that you know how, and then we already know how to do it.
Yes, and that trust falls into it. She's heard so many stories in her human form of how meditation goes, and she has yet to release that, even now. And she knows how to meditate, but she isn't as strict with it as she needs to be. She puts others before it, and while that has been important, it's time for her to grow.
Wonderful. So maybe it'll be helpful for her to understand that meditation doesn't mean you have to sit around for an hour or 30 minutes or 20 minutes. That sometimes meditation is, just like you said, creating with her paintings.
Yes.
That is a meditation.
And that is when she does her best meditating.
Yeah.
She needs a safe place to do it. Because when she truly gets to where she is going to remember it and feel it on the level she believes she is supposed to, because she is capable of that level. If she's woken from it too fast in her human form, she has trouble reassimilating.
Yeah, I was going to say it's actually hard to assimilate it at all, because when you
Mhm.
start recognizing who you are and what your true power is and starting to come into it, there can be a little bit of fear wrapped around that. And certainly there's an aspect of trust, like we talked about before. And I know that's
Yeah.
the next stage she's going to hit, and she's going to go, okay, I know who I am. And I feel like that's when I got solid with who I am. Once I started to trust myself, and then it just started like fast. It was like fast. So,
Mhm. She needs to trust herself. She needs to trust others. And she needs a safe space and time.
okay, put that down.
Rachael finds that overwhelming.
A safe space and time. All right, let's create that for her with less stress thoughts to it.
Mhm. She loves her dream time. She loves her sleep time. She needs to share it with her meditation time, because she won't give up her mommy time.
Yeah.
And it's vital she doesn't.
Yeah. That's good. She was also asking what she can do to improve her health.
This is a hard one for Rachael. Rachael, she feels life in everything.
Yeah.
From even in cement, she can feel the life. She can feel the rocks that were ground into it.
Yeah.
And so when I try to guide her on diet and exercise, she goes to extremes. She definitely needs to improve her diet, but she needs to also be forgiving of herself when it doesn't go how her heart wants it to. If she had her way, she would live on air.
Can she?
And even then, no, not in this form.
Here's another
Even
question.
then,
How is she with
yes.
a plant-based diet? Is she okay with a plant-based diet? What if she wants to, because she said she did vegetarian before, vegan before. Is her body actually physically able to support that type of living?
It is.
I know there's always that question of proteins. I know for myself that I can't do really plant-based proteins.
Yeah.
So during my sessions, I was told that I need to still have fish. But that's what they're here for. They agreed.
Yes,
They
they
came
are here
in.
for that.
They came in, and that
Yes.
was their agreement to come. So I don't have any issues, but I haven't ever asked, and maybe I don't want to know about, all fish. Does that include lobster and shrimp?
Yes, it does.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you for saying that.
They're the beings that have come here in plant form, in rock form, in animal form, in insect form.
Yeah.
They knew as they came in that there would be
Consumption.
much sorrow, much, yes, consumption. But it is worse than they expected. It's brutal. It's terrible. It's sickening. It's one of those few things that almost bring up hatred in me.
Yeah, I know exactly how you mean. I know that I've, because I used to be, completely eating meat and everything. And over the last couple of years, I just felt like I was like, I can't eat meat anymore. I can't. I don't know what it is. I can't eat it anymore. So before I came into where I'm at in, discovering my awakening, my body and my mind was already saying, you can't do this. You have to stop. So, but I never felt like, oh, poor, like poor little animal. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I never felt that way in my heart, but maybe I did, and I just didn't know that I did. But it's definitely hard, and I think even now, where maybe along the years I've done it here and there, but now I'm very conscientious about it. So if I'm eating fish, I'll be like we'll have like a fish from the market, right? And then I'll say, oh, thank you. Look at you fed me, you gave me 8 meals. So how much do I appreciate you? And so I say, a thanks and blessing for every meal. And then recognizing the multiple meals that it gave me. So yeah.
That's what is needed. So many would benefit from a vegetarian or vegan diet. Those animals and plant beings that are here came here knowing they would be consumed. But the consumption of certain ones does lower our vibrations. That being said, many should go to that. Unfortunately, because of the world we live in, the darkness, the greed, many of our plant sources are also contaminated. It's hard to find food in any form that hasn't been broken down to lower our vibration.
Oh, that whole like non-GMOs, not organic.
And even there, it's important. But people in this world aren't honest all the time.
Really?
I know.
You're kidding me.
It's such a revealing fact.
Oh, what a terrible thing to learn. Dang it.
I know you had no clue there.
No idea. No. Wow. Yes. I'm just.
We like illusions.
So little white lies, we can come
little
in.
White lies, and so many things have been done to try and help things, and they tumble backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, we do our best, don't we?
The best thing we can do is give thanks to whatever form we are consuming. We need our nutrients. These bodies need it. We don't need it to the extent these bodies think they do. We're greedy.
Yeah.
We
in our DNA,
we
right?
like pleasure. We
in
like
our
pleasure.
DNA. We like pleasure, and chocolate for me. That's my my go-to. Chocolate and maybe wine.
Chocolate raises your vibration.
Oh, good.
I'm pretty sure Rachael is the one saying that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The original platform.
Oh gosh.
It's another example of a good thing corrupted.
Oh.
That's to where our whole world has become so much of.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Some beings some beings truly need it because, quite honestly, they need to lower their vibration to relate to those around them. Not all the time. No.
Right.
But
Yeah, I understand that too.
yeah.
So, all right, so we'll try to put some. Is there a guide that can assist her? The grandmother? Who's the grandmother?
Mm, she does not want disgust. But I will help Rachel on
Okay.
this. I have been guiding her. She's cut down on her meat again. She
Okay.
needed it when she was growing life, and that.
Well, we do two different diets in my
Hmm.
household. So, I tend to they're doing burgers, then I've got plant-based burger. So, and
Hmm.
the products have certainly improved over the years. Don't
They have.
thank goodness.
Rachel was vegan 20 years ago for a long period of time. She.
Yeah.
It's come a long ways. So many people
Yeah.
have it easy now with their vegetarian and vegan diets. It's
Yeah, it's definitely easier. There's you can find it everywhere. There's opportunities to
right.
purchases everywhere versus 20 years ago. Good Lord.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what's sad is originally it was even easier. I mean, we were all capable of growing what we needed.
Right. I'd like to
So,
start doing some like patio gardens because
hmm,
we're not, well, we're going to an office, even though our office is working from home these days. It's still not, you don't have that time to go outside and tend to garden and store food and, you know, like back in the pioneer
we're
days,
so busy.
you know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's
So,
been a
okay.
beautiful thing to slow down.
Yeah, and that's why the whole working from home thing is happening with COVID too, right? Forcing us to all slow
Yes.
down.
Yes.
Is that what's also
There's more
happening
to it,
with
but that is a big part. We all need to slow down.
is that
It
also
wasn't that bad.
yeah, I do agree. Is that also what's happening with the work situation and that's going on in her household currently?
Yes.
Is that going to
They
change?
they need to take this time to find what will put them in a happy place. Her husband he was dying in his current job. It was killing him. It was not only his vibration, but physically. Even though it wasn't hard labor, it was killing his very soul.
Yeah.
He
Are there
needs to
are
be
there
able to let go of that anger.
are there opportunities that are waiting for him once he lets go of that anger that are just gonna pop up and be ta-da, here we are.
Yes. Rachel doesn't know for sure, but yes,
Okay.
beautiful things will happen.
Do you see that?
It's a path clearing for them. It was all divine timing. She's so impatient.
I feel like we all
She's used
are.
to control, and that's partly because she is me and I am her, and
That makes
she's used to
sense.
controlling her life as me, and
So,
I am a completely sovereign being,
mm,
and she craves that.
But you said that she's a very strong manifester. So honestly, it sounds to me like all she needs to do is put pen to paper and put her ideas together, and then they will start to come to fruition.
Yes. Yes.
It'll come.
It will.
I've experienced those situations too, where you think that you are your job, and it wears on you as a being. You think, okay, well, now what? But the thing is to look at it as a flower opening up, where here it was this closed flower, and now as it opens up, now you've got all these petals as the flower is opening up to different opportunities, and you don't have to limit yourself to the career you were in. What other skill sets do you have? What other gifts do you have? And maybe it means take a couple classes to set you on that path, but the opportunities will be there if you intend them. So
yes,
that's, I mean, from my own experience, that's, I've had to go. I should have been a counselor.
you should
I
have.
missed my count. I
But
missed
you're
my
doing
calling.
good, but you are doing good in this life. You are.
Yes,
You're making a difference.
thank you. It's good to know. I do want to find out, and maybe this is silly, but is her crystalline DNA activated? And does it need to be?
She doesn't know how to access it.
Can I activate her? I think it will assist.
I would love your assistance with that, yes.
All right, I'm going to do that at this time. I'm going to connect you into my grid. Asking the Crystal Skull Collective to now activate Rachael and her crystalline DNA. It is done. It is done. It is done.
It is done.
What % activation did you receive?
33. Oh, Rachael.
She allowed.
She says it sounded like a good place to stop.
Well, let's tell her what the crystalline DNA helps her with. Maybe that will let her allow a little more.
Please do. I've tried explaining it to her.
It allows for the physical and spiritual DNA, so to speak, to merge and mesh so that your spiritual can tap into your physical body more readily, making that trust that you're so interested in finding a much easier attainment.
She says she wishes she wasn't so dang stubborn. She also said a few bad words.
Oh my God.
But I don't want this video to scare off people with her language.
You know what? They're just going to be busting up laughing the whole time anyway, watching this session.
It's not what she thought it would be.
She was all worried for nothing, right?
She was. She thought it would be so serious. She knows the serious side of me. I had to be serious with her to get her to pay attention.
Yeah, that makes sense, because otherwise we wouldn't be where we're at, right?
Right. She forgets I'm very playful, very creative. I'm a being of pure pleasure.
Ooh, I like that.
I do too. Rachel, shut it.
Nice, I like it.
It always gets her into trouble.
So, so I was asking what light language she speaks. Is there actually like a name to it?
It is her own.
It's just her own. Okay. It's Queen Aurora's.
Yes. It is. I've never given it a name. It's
It's
the lullaby I've sang to my creations.
beautiful. Wow, that's lovely to hear.
Yes. And it doesn't get shared often. No one else sings it except her mother.
Oh, wow. That familial connection. So I did want to know, are there any messages for our Lightworker group that we are a part of? Anything special you'd like us to know?
You are each so uniquely gifted. And working together, offering help, it's what all the source beings want to see. We want you to feel the oneness, the connection, to know that when you feed another's soul, you're feeding your own. You're feeding souls you're not even aware of. And not only on this planet, but throughout the galactics, throughout the universes, throughout all of creation. It isn't just a saying that we are one. We are we.
We are we. I am you and you are me. Yeah.
We are we. And when we hurt one, we hurt ourselves. It's the group that you are a part of, that you two share, that you met in, is powerful. It's come together for a reason. I cannot say what it is.
Yeah, I think we all can feel that in our hearts.
So many people want exact answers. And the problem is you can't give exact answers all the time because everyone is sovereign as well as one. It's true, though.
We're together, but apart.
We're each... Yes.
Yeah,
because we all have a different role to play. It is a puzzle piece. It's
I think that's why as a kid I loved puzzles so much. I just loved when they all got together in their right spot and then ta-da, there it was. All of it, there's a whole.
Everyone on this path wants to see the puzzle complete.
Wonderful.
There's so many factors that play in, though. And as fast as people put pieces in, people remove them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell them to stop it.
And then we come back to the sovereignty again.
Tell them to knock that off. Oh, gosh, too funny. So, I would like to know, do you have any messages for me specifically?
You're going to need to drink a lot of water after this.
I was even drinking. Look, there's crystals in them. Can you see the crystals in them?
Yes. Yeah.
boy, I'll say.
Keep shining. Your vibration is growing. You you need to have faith in those around you. And like Rachael, you need to trust more. No, you're trusting yourself, but you need to trust in others. Your gifts are growing and becoming stronger and stronger. And the more you utilize them, the more you share them, the more they will grow. It's hard though. It takes a lot out of you because you truly put your heart into it. And it's a big vibration. I want you to know you can call on me whenever you need to raise that vibration.
Thank you. I will.
I will come. Not many call on me, so you're like, you're kind of lucky here.
Come first serve. I got the front row seat tickets.
It's true. You can't Google me. You can't find out about me in the ways everyone else in our world loves to find out, as information has become easier and stories have been shared.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate it, even though we're, being jocular about it.
It's all good. My main purpose is to raise vibrations right now. And that's Rachel's main purpose. She's done it without even knowing it most of her life, since a small child.
That's how I feel about the grid work, that I've been doing it since I was a kid without realizing
You
it.
have.
And why I've been traveling all across the world to reactivate wherever I end up traveling, which is why I'm like, oh, we got to go somewhere else. And I never want to go. Well, there's a couple places we end up going back to that are like same old, but mostly I'm like, no, let's go somewhere new. So then I'm sure that has a lot to do with that.
It's beautiful. And it's important you keep exploring new places.
Thank you.
But also ground in those places you feel drawn to return to.
Yes.
Those places are sacred to you. They connect you further into the grid work.
Good to know.
That's why you're drawn to them. But expand it.
I will do that.
You've got it.
Thank you.
You listen well to your higher self.
It took a while.
You listen well to your guides.
Do I still have guides? I was worried about my sovereignty washing them all away.
Sovereignty doesn't wash away your guides. No.
Can I get any upgrades at this time? Do I need any?
You will vibrate higher from this.
Thank you. And also, speaking of that, are there any DNA upgrades that Rachael needs or can have access to at this time to help her her 3D body or avatars?
Yes, she can.
Can she get that at this time?
Yes.
Tell me when you're done.
I am done.
Thank you. Can you let me know?
As much as she'll allow.
Let me know how we helped her today, if she'll let you.
You've helped her open up to receive love more. That was vital. She was suffocating herself, always pouring it out. Her 3-day body can't handle that. It needs replenished. I can vibrate and vibrate and vibrate, but She is still one who needs love from others. She needs to allow source light. She needs to allow the love of random strangers. She needs to feel that worthiness. And I have helped her with that today with your help.
Thank you.
She has so much still to learn and so much she's not ready for.
Yeah. It's definitely like reading a book. You can't, which I hate. Don't jump to the end of the book. You gotta read every page, every chapter. Don't just read the ending. What's the point of that?
It's like her relationships. She wants to know definitively what they mean, why certain individuals are in her life. Well, the truth is that they're in them because she is pure love. And people are drawn to that, but she also needs that. That's why she has Metatron. They've spent many, many, many lifetimes together, both in his Metatron form and others.
Yeah.
And she has with Michael, or I should say I have. I'm talking about her so much, she's rubbing off on me.
She is we.
Yes. And that it gets more confusing sometimes with that because she very much is me.
Yeah.
Fractals are more easily able to separate themselves.
That's me.
She is not a fractal.
Yeah. I can separate myself.
So she gets confused. She picks up my traits.
Have her tap into my fractal being whenever she needs to, get a little release.
She's still learning to listen to those she taps into. She barely listens to me.
Oh boy, you really did a good job with stubborn, didn't you?
I did.
Oh.
It's important she be this stubborn, though.
Yeah.
It's. I can't explain why. It isn't of importance to anyone else, but that is why she has the connection she has with the incarnate of Metatron, and not all other beings. It's to help guide her. He explains things for her.
Beautiful.
Rachael trusts him because I trust him. I trust him with everything.
Wonderful.
And thus he is the one being she has complete faith and trust in. Even more than me, which makes no sense.
That's because we are 3D bodies. We're 3D bodies. That's why.
Because she thought she was crazy when she heard me early on.
That's funny.
And so she didn't trust herself.
Oh my gosh. Let me ask you real quick. I'm going to check in with the physical. I'm just going to check in and just ask you to check on her physical. Is she doing okay? I'm getting close to the end. I've got a few more things to do. But I just want to check to make sure she's doing okay.
She's doing beautifully.
Oh, wonderful.
She's calm. She's stubborn like ever.
Well, that's good.
I thought I had her convinced to be very, very open. She's a fighter more than she realizes.
Wow. Nice. I relate
I
to
don't know
that.
why she doesn't realize it. I've placed her warriors in her path to help her know, but she still doesn't believe she's a fighter as much as, yeah.
Yeah. So here's an off-topic subject. Does Raziel have a
Lovely.
cord?
Rachel's fighting it. She says, "How am I supposed to know that?" And I'm trying to explain to her that this isn't supposed to be through her. For some reason, she still cannot grasp that, even this far in.
Oh my God.
You do not need a sword, though. You have used one, but you do not need one.
Thanks. I wondered. I had a feeling about it on both of those same platforms. But I was like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I was a warrior being or am a warrior being, but you know.
You have been.
So as we're getting close to the end
Anyone
here,
protecting secrets does have to be a warrior.
yeah, right? Yes.
That's right. I need to give you more of my shield.
Thank you. Are there any messages for humanity, for the collective?
Oh, so many. So many. Oh my goodness. But the biggest one is that love is not seen always as you believe it to be in this lifetime. That it is so much more and also so much less. It's been complicated and we take things so personally with it in our 3D forms. We need to allow forgiveness of others where love doesn't meet our expectations. Because sometimes the greatest loves are the hardest to understand. Some of the most villainous thought of people in our 3D world, in religious texts, in stories, are really playing out roles of very deep love. We need to forgive those that we think are lesser because we see them as doing evil, doing dark things, doing the negative. Because quite honestly, they've chosen a hard lot and they've chosen it for each of us. That sunny days are beautiful, but they drain you. Too much love can be overpowering at times. You need those shady spots. You need them to have balance, to rejuvenate, to grow, to expand, to create. And we forget that in this lifetime. We forget that the most awful people in our thoughts and in our stories have sacrificed for us out of their love. We want to see it as hatred. We want to see it as lesser because we have egos. We want to feel that we're better than someone else, not because we are, not because we are lacking, but because we're insecure in these bodies. This is a whole new lifetime experience for most people. It's different than in other lives. The experiences are vastly different. We need to love, even when we think it's impossible.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
That's hard for the collective, though.
It is. It's hard. It's, I guess it's like back to the Jesus story about, the man comes and steals your bag, give him the coat off your back too. I don't know. I read that story. but it has to do with, the person that is ill. You still, you want to help them, and you still want to give them love, even though,
and we want to protect the innocents.
Yeah.
There are so many innocents, and it's hard for us to understand why they are being abused, why they are being hurt, why they are tortured and killed, and so many awful things. It's painful, and it hurts our souls. It hurts our vibration.
Yeah.
And I don't personally believe it was meant to go this far. I didn't think it would. I'm a great believer in light and love.
Yep, me too.
But I also know that love extends very much to those that most people working in the light would consider lesser.
Right.
And it's hard to be in that place.
I know I've heard myself say, well, without the dark, how do you experience the light? So I think it's us definitely out here experiencing ourselves, and then recognizing that we have been the evil ones in a past life. That
we all have.
We've played all of these roles. But in the majority of people being in an unawake state, of course that's slowly changing. But in the unawakened state, you don't even recognize you have a higher self. So
no, you don't.
Let alone
people think of it as a conscience.
Yeah,
they are aware that there's so many truths out there, hidden in little parts of life. I mean, look at our dragons. Look at conscience.
Look at the fairies. Yeah, look at the fairies and the elementals. Look at how many of them have come up in stories, and we think that we're just like, oh, these are just fairy tales. Aren't these cute? When they're beings that are out there and do have existence, and coming into awareness and acceptance of them. And to think that years ago, people who would say, oh, I'm talking to a little fairy, they'd be like, oh, you're crazy, put them away in an insane asylum. Where today,
so many people
today it's so much more accepted that yes, there are really mediums and psychics, and now the higher conscious, as we're starting to come into awareness, like what you and I are experiencing today. And that people can start to trust themselves, that this is a journey that we've come on together, and we're all hoping to get to the light at the end of the tunnel. Here's that reference.
Yes, and we all need to help each other get there.
Yeah.
It will not be forced on anyone to get there, though.
Yeah.
It's still a choice.
So You're gonna love this one. What what is coming? What is coming this year? What do you want to say about the rest of 2020?
Oh.
I like to have you have the fun ones.
I have two very, very strong friends. We set loose stuff in 2020. Not alone. There were others involved. But this will not be a year most people enjoy. I wish I could say it would be. People who surrender to it will find freedom in it. They'll find what they're looking for. But many are still fighting it. We see it right now.
Yeah.
And I think beautiful things will be coming, but I don't think everyone will recognize them as such. It takes digging deeper. It takes. It's funny. Rachael trusts in this. It's just people she doesn't.
Interesting.
It is interesting. I'm just realizing that about her. I need to do something there.
She snuck a belief system in on you, huh? Whew, I'm feeling your energy there.
She's still breaking her belief systems. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because she loves people as much as I do. I was able to pour my whole heart into her. And she truly cares about every little pain of every individual, every being she encounters.
Oh, good. Can you do something about my back pain? And whatever's going on with my pelvis, my hip.
These bodies grow weary. These bodies grow weary.
Here's a funny story. My son says, how come we like have these amazing bodies that can heal everything except for teeth? Who invented teeth that they decay? What is up with that?
It's true. Rachel's asked that same question this past year.
The bones don't decay until it's, the end of life.
We abuse them so much. But yes. These bodies are so fragile. That's part of why we can heal them so easily. But at the same time, we also have to accept that we are here for an allotted time and these bodies were made for them. Some are able to extend that. But it takes a great deal of faith and determination.
Yeah. So,
I don't even know if Rachael has it. And I expect her to be here a long time.
So speaking of healing, I know that there's some family members that may need assistance with that. Is there anything that we can do at this time to aid in that at all? She and I together?
I have worked with many on this with her family. As fast as we remove the obstacles for them, they replace them and allow them back in.
They put their own roadblock in, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Recognize that. It's like a It's like a spinning wheel.
Yes.
Yes.
And until, as much as I want to keep removing it and keep removing it, after so many attempts and tries by not just myself, but several very powerful healers,
Yeah.
because I knew Rachael wasn't ready. These people still put them in and allow them in. Part of it is through belief systems. Part of it is through lack of faith. Part of it is through just needing to wake up. And part of it is back to diet, and that it is so hard to, at this time, have a diet that's sustainable. You can go and pick up all the fruits and veggies you want and live on them, but they've been tampered with, most of them. And Gaia's been depleted.
Yeah.
And so
More organic
it's harder.
farming.
Yes, more organic farming.
Call me. Okay, bye-bye. This whole session. I hope everybody has enjoyed this as much as I have. It's been amazing to work with Queen Aurora, with Rachael. And I hope you have gotten something from it.